Welcome to tonight's video. In number 12, make sure to make the chart first.
And when we make our chart, we notice that it says areas 16 pi and 9 pi. So the area is the second section. So 16 pi to 9 pi. 16 and 9 are both squared values, so we back it up to the linear, take the square roots, and that would be 4 pi and 3 pi. And then from there we go and cube it for the volumes, which is 4 cubed is 64 pi, and 3 cubed is 27 pi. Later on, the problem says volume. So the volume is the only one we really care about. So volume.
So we use 64 over 27 equals.
The larger is 128. So the larger one's on top, so 128 over x.
Now just cross multiply and solve.
So we have 64x equals whatever 27 times 128 is, which is 3,456, and then we divide both sides by 64, and the answer is 54. And again, it's 54 pi cubic centimeters. So there's a lot to that answer because the units that it was in before were in terms of pi and cubic centimeters.
In number 13, it gives us the volumes.
So the volumes are 1,000 and 125. So 1,000 and 125 are both perfect cubes. So we back that up and we take the cube root of each. The cube root of 1,000, what times what is 1,000? That's 10. What times what is 125? 5. So now that we know the linear side values, we can square those. 10 squared and 5 squared. So that's what the chart looks like when it's done. And now we have to find what they're really looking for. In this problem, it wants us to deal with the area. The area. So the only one I care about now is the area. Nothing else matters to me now. So it's 100 over 25 equals, and it says the smaller one is 150.
So the 150 goes on the bottom with 125.
Or just 25, and the x goes on the top. Now we cross multiply and solve. So we have 25x equals whatever 100 times 150 is, which is 15,000. Divide both sides by 25, and x is 600 centimeters squared.
In number 14, it provides us with the areas, so we put those values in the second part.
Second part, the areas are 36 pi and 25 pi. They both have square roots of 6 pi and 5 pi. And they both have cubes of then 6 times 6 times 6, 216 pi, and 5 times 5 times 5, 125 pi. So now the chart is done. Now what are they asking for? The volume.
So we only care about the third part, which has the volume ratio.
Right, we only care about the third part, which has the volume ratio. So we have 216, 125, and it says the smaller one is 12.5. So the smaller one is down here, because 125 was the smaller one. If you see the pattern here, it looks like they just divided by 10 here. So I could just predict that that's going to be 21.6 because they moved the decimal point over. If you didn't notice that, you could certainly just cross multiply and do 125x equals whatever 216 times 12.5 is, and then divide both sides by 125, you're going to get that same 21.6. And it's pi centimeters cubed.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Philomena and I like math too.